This next article is in respect to our Muslim brother Barack Hussein Obama, known as Barry Satoro, and it is called Obama's Ramadan blessing. Wait, what do you? He's a Christian this week. No, 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 no. He is just doing that to lie to those American dogs so that they will believe what he is saying. Obama is our brother. So, but in honor of him being a Christian, we will drop the accent and assimilate for 5 minutes. All right. Joseph Farah rebuts president's claim Islam is just, tolerant, and progressive. There's a whole lot of pretending going on in our world today. We have a federal judge ruling that the 5,000-year-old institution of marriage was biased and immoral from the start because of the way it discriminated unfairly against homosexuals. We have a Justice Department that dismissed an open and shut case of vigilante-style voter intimidation because the perpetrators were black and the victims were white. And we have a man in the White House who extols Islam for advancing justice, progress, tolerance, and the dignity of all human beings. That's what I call pretending. In blessing the Muslim holiday of Ramadan, Barack Obama added that Islam is a faith known for great diversity and racial equality. Didn't say anything about the rights of women, though, did he? Oh, sorry about that. Let's go back. Dignity of all human beings. Wait a minute. Advancing justice, progress, tolerance, and the dignity of all human beings. Maybe I should go show him that tape from the beginning of that show, because obviously Barack is missing something. Okay. In blessing the Muslim holiday of Ramadan, oh, that's where we were at. He says that racial equality and that it always has been a part of America. You know, this dude, Insane Obama, has a very distorted view of history because I see nowhere in the beginning of history of the American nation where Muslims were a part of it. As a matter of fact, our basically first foreign war was against them, the Barbary pirates. Look it up. Okay. I have more than a passing knowledge of Islam that includes firsthand experiences and a significant amount of study over the last 30 years. But somehow I must have missed the advancements of justice, progress, tolerance, and dignity of all human beings. Honestly, I can think of none. Did I overlook a reformation to the religion that has resulted in one genocide after another for the last 1,300 years? Racial equality? Has the Quran been rewritten to excise Muhammad's characterizations of blacks as ugly, raisin heads, and pug-nosed slaves? Didn't it also say in the book that when Allah created the white man, he touched his right shoulder and he came out destined for paradise? But when he touched the left shoulder of the black man, he came out destined for hell? What does Obama think sold all those millions of who does Obama think sold all those millions of black Africans into slavery to Europe and America? That's right, people. Read your history, please. Is he not aware that black slavery is still alive in some Muslim countries in the Middle East today? Justice? Talk to me about it after you finish reading The Stoning of Soraya M. How about talk to me after you view these videos, Obama? Progress? Can you name for me one major scientific or social advancement we can historically and accurately attribute to Islam? Tolerance? I quote, "O you who believe, do not take the Jews and the Christians for friends. They are friends of each other. And whoever amongst you takes them for a friend, then surely he is one of them. Surely Allah does not guide the unjust people." Today, imams in the Middle East and elsewhere still quote Muhammad's hadith as their current marching orders. The hour, which is the day of resurrection, will not arrive until you fight the Jews, until a Jew will hide behind a rock or tree. And the rock and the tree will say, "O Muslim servant of Allah, There is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him. Dignity of all human beings in Islam? Muslim males have a higher worth than any others. A Muslim man can have up to 4 wives, beat them, and change them as he pleases. How about Islam always being a part of America? Perhaps Obama is referring to the Barbary pirates attacking American commercial ships, capturing their crews, and holding them for ransom. Or maybe he's thinking back further to the reason Christopher Columbus journeyed west, to find a safe trade route to the east, one that would mean avoiding the murderous Mujahideen who had blocked the land routes. And folks, I'm going to stop right there as far as saying, before I finish the rest of the article, you can sit here and think that I'm giving you opinions. These aren't opinions, folks. This is history and facts. You just need to find some sources that aren't going to revise history, that aren't going to lie to you. So you can stay tuned here once a week or watch it over and over, and I'll give you the real deal. So says Haji Ali Sheikh. Now, I don't know. What do you think he's talking about? Were any of the founders Muslim? What are the great moments, the great Muslim moments in American history? Maybe all of this sounds harsh, but somebody has got to say it. I'm not going to sit still while this pretender of an American president lies about the historical record and misrepresents evil as good. It's time to stop pretending. With that being said, I'll quit pretending to be a Muslim, because I would never wear this garb. I don't see why any woman, can you imagine right here in America, where you have women that are trying to escape Islam, Islamic countries, that are seeking freedom, that, as that video said, they have more fear than the fight for freedom. Their fear is greater. They're terrified. They can't even stop to think about being free. But you have women over here that are voluntarily entering into this cult of bondage disguised as a religion, but is a political ideology. They've even got their women, as you saw, going to law schools in amazing numbers right now, because it's putting a more gentler face on Islam as they try to get you to digest it and to see how peaceful and loving they are. But yet they do get exposed every time when it comes down to it, as you saw. He asked her a direct question. She finally answered it. She couldn't hide her contempt for fellow human beings any longer. This is what we're dealing with in this country right now. We don't have our pastors speaking out from the pulpits and telling you the true history. They're not educating us, most, because I do not want to denigrate all pastors out there. As a matter of fact, when I was in the World Net Daily Conference in Miami this past weekend, I met Rick Scarborough. I met Doug Giles. I met other men of faith that are educating their church audiences. And there are others here. Not many locally, mind you. But hey, I don't know. It's a shame is what it is. I'm looking for pastors, Christian pastors, to step up so that we can defend the rights. Pastors, if anybody's out there listening that heads a church, do some research on the Black Robed Regiment of the Revolutionary War. Understand the impact they had on our founding fathers. Understand the fact of what happened with the Barbary pirates, and the fact that when the Marines of the United States first went ashore in a foreign country for freedom of Americans that were being held captive. Right now, I want to make sure that this is understood. I don't hate Muslims. They're human beings. They're creations of God, just like I am. They are under a strong delusion. But is that delusion any stronger than those here that call themselves liberals and leftists, that are worshiping themselves? They're worshiping the earth. They're turning to witchcraft instead of the one true God. Why would I harbor any more resentment or harbor any hate towards those people in another part of the world, even those that are here in America, when we've got Americans that hate America? So keep this in mind. Share this with as many people as you can. I want to spread this message not only in the United States, but those that'll hear me in Europe, although I fear that Europe is pretty much at a tipping point if you look at the demographics. But people, if you've never done anything in your life, it's time to step up now. It's time to be active in your neighborhoods. It's time to be active in your churches. It's time to make decisions based on facts, principles, and truth, not feelings. Our country is at a perilous point. But I will say as I sign off, I'm going to be praying, fasting, and I love each and every one of you. God bless you all. And until next Thursday, this is Chris Levels on Politics and Prophecy. Remember to join me on WSNL Victory AM 600 Monday through Friday, as well as WSNLradio.com for those of you outside of the listening area. And you can go to Reality Revival for archived shows, Reality Revival for archived radio shows. And come to Flint Talk